Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 448 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, and today we are all Sorensen strong, except for Ben Askren. He didn't get the headband delivery because he's in Wisconsin, and that's part of the deal. But we're going to send you a package, Ben. We'll throw in a headband as well, in addition to some new Flow swag. How you doing, Ben?
Good. They really left me out here. I used to wear headbands very frequently when my hair was longer to keep it on my face, and now I haven't worn a bandana in many years. But
now you're wearing a T-shirt of a Russian steroid using boxer, which is an interesting move. We're supporting a great American in Brandon Sorensen, and you're in Russia. It's fine. You know that's
well,
the role.
I gotta balance this out. I gotta balance this out here.
That's right. Let's hear out the Russians. Great people on
They're
all
not.
sides.
You know what? It always makes me die laughing, Christian, when someone says, "Well, Sadulaev's not taking it." It's like, did you read any of the stuff? They're all on it. Give me a freaking break here.
So you think he is?
Give me a break. Christian, did you read the reports?
I read it, man. Dude. Listen, I am Mr. Yeah, that's my thing. I don't like Russian. I think they all cheat.
State-sponsored has a very specific meaning. It means you are all forced to take what we say you're going to take, otherwise.
Yeah.
And you don't want the otherwise in Russia. It's not good.
The otherwise is not good. Well said with the otherwise. Okay, another amazing weekend in wrestling. Lucky for us, we had a nice amount of international flavor with the Matteo Pelicone going on, plenty of D1 wrestling. But top of mind right now is all the matches that didn't happen. We're going to have Chamizo Dake, no Chamizo. We're going to have Snyder Bo forfeited. Bolin Dupre, no Dupre. Thompson Aliris, no Aliris. Paris Gable, no Gable. And so a lot of people are like, man, frustrated, annoyed. What is happening? Why are these guys not wrestling? And obviously, I think it's, you would prefer that those matches happen, right? You're a wrestling fan, so when better guys wrestle, wrestling's better. But is it something where, are we just noticing it more now because there's so much more attention on the sport? And I figure Ben would be a good person to discuss. What do you think?
Well, I think that's exactly it. I mean, what the heck? This is probably the first year you guys have done three FRLs a week, so now you're getting a boatload of time. I mean, you guys used to do FRL once a week for 45 minutes. Now we're on here for 4.5 hours. We get to really talk about and break down every single match that's going to happen. And I don't have a statistical outline of every match over the past 10 years, but I got to assume this is nothing different than regular. And I would actually say I'm very grateful that I can't remember, say the Matteo Pelicone. I can't remember an international tournament being so easily watchable. I mean, you guys haven't had rights to those for quite a while, have you? It's only been a couple.
This is the second year we had the ranking series, and it's they're a lot. So they went from 4 to 2, I think, with the rankings tournament. So the talent gets condensed down, and it is awesome. It was a fun weekend coming in watching wrestling, and okay. So we'll just chalk it up to there's just more attention on the sport now, and maybe we're noticing it more. And it's not.
Why didn't Gable and Kuhn happen though? I don't know the answer to that.
Well, Kuhn graduated, but Paris Gable didn't happen because
idiot.
That'd be a great match. I'm here for it.
They wrestled at the U.S. Open.
It
didn't go so good for Gable.
No, it didn't. So I heard that Gable's a little dinged up.
Okay.
Which I've never known Gable to ever get hurt, so it makes sense that it would happen at some point in his career.
I thought he was invincible.
I kind of did too. Bo. So one thing that kind of came up with the Bo Snyder thing that is interesting is kind of the conspiracy theory that it was like some Nittany Lion pecking order type of thing where it's like, hey, you need to give them.
Is that too far fetched though?
That's far fetched. Yeah, that's far fetched. What Ben? What evidence do you have? Well, one, I believe is my belief that Bo was dinged up and decided not to take that match. Two, do you really think? Okay, that match is going to happen. Who is Kale or Casey or Cody getting on the phone saying, "All right, Bo, you're not allowed to wrestle Kyle"? Do you really? I mean, think about that. That is the most.
It would just be a text. Kids text these days, Christian.
Okay, they hit him up. So they hit Bo Nickel up via WhatsApp and say, "Hey, don't wrestle Kyle."
Maybe there's a standing policy that NLWC guys don't wrestle each other at international events or something to that effect. Listen, I don't know that that's the case. I'm just saying I would not be all that shocked. I wouldn't be all that shocked. I mean, we had Bo Nickel wrestling 92 kilograms last year when he could have made the world team at 86 because of a standing agreement not to wrestle another Nittany Lion Wrestling Club member.
That's not why. That's not true. That's not true. Wasn't some standing?
Well, we can't prove it's true, but we can make good guesses.
I don't think that's why he went 92.
Jaden Cox, Pat Downey. Jaden Cox, Pat Downey. Okay, it's a standing agreement between the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club. Come on, man. You're going to try to beat Jaden Cox or Pat Downey? Come on.
Bo didn't know that David wasn't going to wrestle. If Bo had known that, I think he would have gone down. So I think that was sort of just withheld from him, which is their right to do. But I don't think it was anything like that. And I think Bo has inner aspirations of MMA and 220 or whatever the weight class is. And he's like, well, why am I going to cut this weight?
205.
205.
You know the weight.
I don't know the weight classes at all. I don't know. I know yours was like 170. That's about it.
Yes.
Ben, what about Chenzo wrestling Nolf at the Farrell? That was two NLWC guys.
Ooh, good point. I knew that. I knew there was counter evidence to my argument somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe they gotta get to a certain level or something. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying. To me, it wasn't all that shocking. It was like, oh my god, this didn't happen. It was like, okay, I got it. And that was it.
I think it just threw a lot of people off because he wrestled the match before.
Yeah, he wrestled literally like 20 minutes prior.
I think that was the thing that threw people off a little bit.
Yeah. Why do that? Yeah, I don't know. But I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that it wasn't anything other than that. Now, do you want to go straight into Pelicone, Ben, or do you want to do some D1 stuff first?
Well, we're on Pelicone. Let's talk about Pelicone. I believe I watched a lot of the almost all of the American matches. There's some really good stuff. Man, we're deep. We're America right now is better than we've ever been. I think we are the zenith of American wrestling. We are highly competitive in all weight classes. We have multiple good guys in every weight class. Let's go weight by weight through that. I'll bring up the brackets, and you guys should get the brackets on your site though, because this UWW site doesn't do it for me.
All right, yeah, we'll work on that. Hey, so let's start at 57. Plenty of juice there.
Yeah.
Comes down to Gilman versus Cologne, but not before Gilman and Dayton wrestled for the 7th time, which is crazy to think about that they've wrestled 7 times. But when you're in Final X a couple of times, it adds up quickly.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So that match was interesting to me. I thought it came down really to one exchange where Gilman got on an attack. I thought Gilman overall looked really good the entire tournament. I thought he looked more offensive than we'd seen him since, I'd say 2017 when he made his run. He's firing his single leg really consistently, both sides. Yep. And it comes down to this final exchange. We have the clip here. I think Caleb's got it queued up.
Yep. Oh, this is awesome. We get clips on FRL now. I love it.
Clips. So
yeah, so this almost exact same thing happened. I'm blank on which match it was. I believe it was one of the Final X matches, but Dayton just tries to force this thing a little too hard, and he essentially turns himself, right?
Yes.
I mean, that was like, he really did try to, kicking and throwing himself forward, and he turned himself. I think that's kind of the extent of the exchange. So Dayton, I mean, the obvious that it doesn't even be a genius to state this, but he can't get to his own offense against Gilman. So it's like, okay, is he going to score off the scramble or is he not going to score at all is kind of what's happened in the last handful of matches. And so we know if Dayton's hit the next step, he has to figure out some offense because he's stuck trying to – essentially what he's doing is trying to force the wins in these scrambles, and sometimes he forces it so hard he puts himself on his own back.
Yeah, so that was a debate we were having before FRL was this – did Gilman do something here or did Dayton just expose himself basically? And that was my thought, was that Dayton just really thought something was there that wasn't there. And also – I think it happened not because of necessarily bad tactics, like an unnecessary risk. I think he fell, and you can correct me or let me know what you think, Ben, that the position he was in, the takedown, the 2 was imminent in some other way, so he just kind of went for like a Hail Mary pass of some kind that just wasn't there.
I don't believe the takedown was imminent. I think he could have sat it out. I mean, the period was almost over, right? We watched it with There was a few seconds left in that period. I think he could have said that. Keegan actually uses that position a lot. I'm no longer flexible enough to use that position. And that wasn't something that was a thing back when I was wrestling. So it's really just become a thing in the last, I don't know, two to 3 years or so. But yeah, he definitely tries. What he's trying to do is force his heel off of Gilman's shoulder, and he just, Gilman's got a good grip on it. He's not able to do so. Essentially he tries to whip his whole body to get the momentum to rip his heel back, and he turns himself over.
Yeah, if you throw out match 1 of Final X this year, all their matches are just so unbelievably close. Criteria or 1 point or something like that almost every single time. It's really incredible how close these two are. And my question, Ben, so we saw Colon takes out Micic, and then Gilman beats Colon in a pretty tight one.
And that was an awesome match too. Colon versus Gilman was really competitive. Early in the match, it felt like Colon was controlling it, but then Gilman started taking control as the match went on, and it just felt like Colon couldn't quite get to the position. When he gets to that, I call it seatbelt when you're on side by side, hip to hip, and he gets the body lock there. Man, I think he slammed Micic from there. I think that was his takedown against Gilman. He's so good from there, and he just wasn't able to get there again.
Yeah, and the Micic-Colon match was interesting because Micic bombed him for 4. He had a standing double leg and just kind of Molinari'd him straight to his back. But it was that was pretty much it for Micic. And then Colon looked really good. I mean, the weight is clearly not going to be a factor for Joe. He just looks like a regular 57-kilo guy. He's made the weight before, so I guess we shouldn't be all that surprised. But he looks like, hey, he's going to be a contender. Is he in the tier 1? I'm not sure of that. And my question to you, Ben, is after watching 57, and we're always looking at things through the domestic lens and Olympic trials, did your mind change about anything in terms of the pecking order at 57?
I think this further reinforces something that I think I have been saying, is that there's a lot of guys here that can win. I mean, if Joe Colon comes through and wins, I'm not surprised. If Fix wins, I'm not surprised. If Gilman wins, I'm not surprised. If Spencer Lee wins, I'm not surprised. I think Seth Gross can go with all these guys for sure. I think Spencer Lee can go with all these guys. I think that's probably the bottom of it. So those 6 guys, man, if any one of those guys made the team, I'm not surprised. That's a deep 57 kg.
From an offensive standpoint, I think there's one person that could just put their stamp on the weight, and that's why I think they're the favorite. The one
Spencer?
Yes, I think he's the one guy that could just, if there's anyone that's going to run away with it and just make us say, wow, this guy is the class of the weight, I think it's him. And I think it's because he has the most ability, maybe, this is an opinion obviously, but I think he can get to legs most consistently. I think he has more dynamic attacks and ways to score, whereas Gilman, it's gonna be a Fix Gilman kind of match where it's close and it's in the margins the last 10 seconds of every match, right?
You know what I want to see though, Christian, is I want to see Spencer against one of those guys. We haven't seen Spencer against Soriano, Fix, or Gilman. And really, Colon would be kind of fast. Colon gives up more points, so he's not kind of the wrestler I'm describing. But, those other 3 that I mentioned are really stingy defensively. And, if there has been a weakness out of Spencer, per Nomad's article, it's as the match is going on, if he doesn't open it up, he's liable in the second period. And when you're wrestling, it's a Gilman or Soriano or Fix, hey, that's a distinct possibility.
I don't disagree. However, I think he matches up great against Colon personally. I think the toughest matchups for him are going to be Gilman and Fix. But that's just my point is, if someone's going to run away with it, if someone's going to be the guy there and really put their stamp on it, and it's not just going to be a dealer's choice who's hot that day, I think it is Spencer. And I think there's a chance that that's what we see in April. And especially after seeing, after not seeing Dayton for a while, I was like, okay, what new things is he going to be bringing to the table? Now, he's not peaking for Pelicone like he is going to be for April, but at the same time, I thought there'd be maybe a different wrinkle there from Dayton. And him losing to China, well, and while I stand by what I tweeted, that I think he beats that guy 9 out of 10 times. I think he's just really down performing. I just think it's a down performance for Dayton, and so that's just going to
it was
happen.
not good. I mean, Dayton, as we mentioned in Gilman, he struggles to get to legs. He does. There's no doubt about that. The thing is here, he's still really young. So, and obviously we've been saying this for a couple of years. I get it. But he's got to figure out his leg attacks. And he's got to add a couple things to his arsenal. You know, if Dayton stays the exact same, Dayton's going to be a tough guy to beat forever, right? But if he wants to go to that next level, and that next level for him is, you know, a guy who makes a whole bunch of world teams in a row, a guy who medals a couple times, he's going to have to up the offensive productivity for sure.
As a coach, what is you see someone with his skill set, it's so complete. I mean, his defense is amazing. He can hand fight really well. He's amazing on top. Do some guys just have a a predisposition to struggle in certain areas that are just really hard to adjust? Because it's certainly not for lack of extensive hours put in on it.
Well, but at the same time, and I've been following Dayton pretty closely. At the same time, when you have the level of success that he's had, and it's like he wins pretty much everything, there's not a huge distinct desire to change. So in order to have that real forceful change, he's going to have to run up against some hardship at some point. And even then he could, you know, just go back to, well, I've made world teams. I've won this, I've won that, and there will be no change, right? So he's got to have to, as I said, I need to effing figure this out. And then when he says, I need to effing figure this out, it's probably still going to take, I don't know, a year, 2 years to get to, I mean, we're talking world level guys to get leg attacks on them, because he can beat everybody else. That's no problem.
Yeah, he definitely can. Yeah. He definitely can.
So,
what did you guys think about Gilman's comment afterwards?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what did he say? I missed it.
So in his post-match interview, Mike asked him, he's like, hey, it appears there's a chance that the two best guys in America are going to come out of the Iowa room. And what do you think about that? And he's like, I think it's great. That's what the program that Tom and Terry have built. And like they say, what's the saying? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And who's closer to Thomas Gilman right now than Spencer Lee? So,
well, and
what's he called Spencer an enemy?
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Who's closer? I mean, who's closer?
When I talked to Spencer after Senior Nationals, it sounds like they roll together quite often. Like, it's not one of those situations where we're in the same room, but we avoid each other. Spencer said the only reason they hadn't been drilling much recently was because Gilman was in Russia for the Alans. But otherwise, it sounds like they get plenty of looks.
Yeah. I thought that was reducing, but I don't know. That's interesting. So, yeah, certainly that's maybe Gilman's biggest competition. I mean, who hasn't Gilman beaten at this weight? I mean, I guess he hasn't seen some of the guys. I don't know if he's never wrestled Seth Gross. He's probably never wrestled, although they probably wrestled in the room back in the day. They would have overlapped.
Yeah.
Suriano. But still, it'll be, I don't know.
There's a lot of question marks here, Christian. I mean, there are a lot of matchups that we haven't seen still to this point that can happen at the Olympic trials. And there's no more tournaments until then, correct? That's it.
Last chance qualifier.
Pan Ams.
But none of them, they wouldn't be able to wrestle each other.
No overlap. So
I agree with your tweet about the seeds as they stand right now. Gilman, Fix, Lee, Gross, Cologne, top 5. I think that is the way they should go.
Can you say that one more time?
Yeah, somebody asked Christian about how he predicted or how he thinks the Olympic trial seed should go, and he said Gilman, Fix, Lee, Gross, Cologne in that order, and I agree with him. I think that's the right order right now. Also, I don't know if you guys saw, but the Pan Am procedures came out for Team USA, and based on the criteria listed, Dayton will be the guy at 57 because he's the only one, or he's the first
criteria?
one. So the criteria is previous world champ 2017, 2018, 2019 world team member at the same weight, world medalist from the past 3 years at any weight, or a 2019 world team member from a non-Olympic weight. So no one in criteria 1, 57K. Criteria 2 is Dayton, and criteria 3 is Gilman. I think Gilman earned it with this weekend. However, the criteria says it should be Dayton. I think either of them qualify the weights. I don't know that's a super big point. It's just one of them will have to make weight 3 weeks before Olympic trials.
Cologne would also qualify in criteria 3.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Cologne qualified
At any
for
weight
three.
class. So, yeah, I guess with the seeding.
Wait, so guys, time out. One question I want to answer. Who's the 6? Because Spencer's the 3. He's going to wrestle the 6 in the quarters. Is the 6 Soriano or
NATO?
Who would the 6? 6 is NATO. Okay.
6 NATO,
Got
7 Vito, 8 Soriano.
So it could be a Soriano. So look, the way Nomad has it right now, it would be a Soriano Garrett round of 16 quarter.
Because they're 8-9. I'm guessing you're saying.
Yes, and then Gilman, if he's the one, which I believe he will be, he'll get Soriano.
Well, here and again, here's why I brought up the Pan Am thing, because if you qualify the weight, you automatically get the 1 seed.
So if Dayton goes and qualifies it, he'd be the one. So Soriano
That's
Dayton,
crazy. What?
Soriano Dayton quarter. He might.
Oh, I want to see Soriano Gilman way more.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just my own selfish needs.
We've seen them both.
Sorry.
I forget that.
When did Soriano Gilman wrestle?
At Carver.
3-2.
3-2, yeah.
It was close. Soriano was in on the winning takedown in the third.
Oh, when he was a freshman at Penn State.
Yeah, true freshman. Yeah, very interesting.
Oh shoot, I forgot about that. Wow.
I kind of did for a second there too, because I was saying that Gilman hadn't wrestled him. Now I'm remembering they did in the duel.
Yeah.
So 57 is going to be a seating extravaganza.
So much fun.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be unbelievable. 65, also unbelievable. And J.O. Bajrang happened. I mean, honestly, if you look at Bajrang's path and how he did, he was in some barn burners with Team USA guys. He almost lost 3 times to 3 different Americans and wound up winning.
American came at him hard.
Yep, they did. I mean, the draw was not good for Bajrang, in my opinion. I thought it was very difficult. So he has Zane first, right out the gate. Zane is winning with like 20 seconds to go. And Bajrang takes a shot. Zane hits his textbook kind of like drag reattack, and then Bajrang's able to square up, and Zane just kind of hangs on his knees there and gives up a chest wrap. Now, I don't know if I don't mean hangs like he just wasn't doing anything, but maybe he didn't know where to go. But he gives up that head pinch and loses by 1 because he gets the reversal right after. What were your thoughts on that match, Ben?
Well, that was good. That last sequence was like, one of my strategies whenever I got head pinched or chest wrapped was to try to hold the guy on his back so the ref went 2-2. And I thought, that's kind of what Zane was trying to do there. And I thought he held him almost long enough to get the 2. I probably wouldn't have called it, but it was kind of close at that last sequence. So, yeah, I mean, man, Bajrang's hard to beat. He's a guy who just knows how to win, and we've seen it happen time and time again. Nothing fancy, nothing flashy. Just gets in there and finds a lot of ways to win. So I don't know if there's a huge amount to take away from that on the international level for Zane.
2-2 for McKenna and Bajrang. It's 2-2, criteria lead for Bajrang. McKenna is in on a single leg with 10 seconds to go. He was that close to beating Bajrang. I think that gets lost in how good Joey McKenna is looking right now.
That does get lost, yeah.
Because I literally forgot. I forgot it too until I watched it again. I was like, wait, this happened. And I watched it when it happened. But Bajrang just finds a way to win that one. And then he beats Shuktar. And then McKenna and Zane wrestle. Well, McKenna was up 5-0.
Hold it. In all fairness, McKenna did get 10-0'd in 2 minutes by J.O. last couple weeks ago. So,
true.
We do have some reference to say, okay, maybe he's a step below a few of these other guys.
It's very possible. And then he's up 5-0 on Zane, McKenna is, and then runs out of steam, or really, more than anything, I think Zane just got his train rolling.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Pulled away. And then the final, it happens. Jordan Oliver versus Bajrang Punya. And just like the last one, 3-0 Jordan Oliver. And then here comes Bajrang. And then it starts to slightly tip. There's a weird exchange on the edge where it looked like J.O.'s going to score. And it seemed like a kind of a weird lapse. And then Bajrang ends up with 1. And that's when you start to wonder, how is this going to go? And to be fair, it seemed like Jordan absorbed the blows pretty well for the most part. He wasn't fading in the traditional sense. Bajrang was just
Christian,
getting going.
he was on his back for 1 minute and 45 seconds in the second period. So obviously that wasn't a high output minute and 45 seconds or whatever.
All right, let's pull the clip. We've got it right here.
Okay.
So,
and this is another one that I think could have gone 2-2. But
I mean,
I'm not totally upset with how it went. But
you're
it could've
not?
definitely went 2.
I'm totally upset. I don't know. I don't know.
That,
Is it not clear to you that Jordan initiates this roll? I mean,
it's okay. Here's what I say. I say, hey, you got to understand the freestyle refereeing, and when you end up like, look how they end up.
You understand
it?
Up
like that? No, you got to understand what's inside their heads, right? If they end up like that, they're almost never ever giving 2 to the offensive guy. If it ends up that poorly for the guy who attempted to do something, they almost never give it. Plus, on top of that, Bajrang kind of pivots as Jay was coming into him. He pivots, so he never rocks fully onto his back before he dumps Jo over.
Here's my question, and this is a point that Nomad had brought up before, like how exposed they are. I've never read anything that says, oh, he was more exposed. It's 90. It's you're 90 or you're not.
Yeah.
I don't understand the degree of which you're going on your back. To me, this is just my issue with any rule set. There's this in folk style, there's this in freestyle. It's like where there's not clarity and simplicity, it's like you end up with conversations like this where you talk about how exposed someone was, which I don't think that should never be a consideration.
Play it again in slow motion.
I don't know if we can go slow motion for you, but we can pull it
Caleb,
back
you
up.
got slow motion?
Caleb.
Pull it back up one more time.
All right, he's working.
Okay, but when you were talking about how not tired Jo got, he spent 1 minute and 45 to 2 minutes on his back here, so obviously that's not going to be, that energy output or that high of an energy output.
All right,
okay, here we go.
We'll see if we can go slow-mo. Oh, wow, remix there.
I'm
not sure what he's
doing. Okay, so he's going to slide the head out here, boom, as he comes in. Bajrang he's tricky, okay? So he never fully goes to his back. It's kind of his low back right there. See how he's going to pivot. He's going to pivot to his right now. Okay, now go slow. Yeah, you're right. I got 2 Jo. You talked me into it.
I just think that's 2 and 2. I mean,
No, man, what do you say?
I thought it was 100% Bajrang's move in real time, and I've seen no evidence to suggest it's not. And I think it was drastically different than Yanni Zane because, to your point, they ended up continuing to roll afterwards, or like continuing to, whereas Bajrang stayed on top and held him. So that your point about the freestyle refereeing, where the move happens, the guy ends up on top, and the other guy is now flat on his back, clearly in danger position. Not going to work out for Jo. I thought it was very unfortunate for Jo, but I at no point did I ever think that was his move because I thought Bajrang elevated the leg, and that's why they went over.
Oh my gracious!
Trader season. Okay,
sorry.
So
the other thing
I
should have brought the other clip up too, which we probably don't have now. But the first takedown you guys are talking about, Bajrang gets where he spins. We actually call that the Hamlin in our club because Robert Hamlin was so good at it.
Yeah.
You guys know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Man, I don't know, dude. Bajrang is so good at that move, and some guys I'm decent at it, but some guys they get their foot out of there every single time, and I'm thinking what are they doing that I'm not doing? Like, what am I missing here? And he gets his freaking foot out every single time. It's not like, hey, he's a heavyweight, he's got more mass or something like that. Like, I can't figure out what he's doing because it's a simple move. I feel like I'm executing the same way, but for some reason, somehow he gets out every single time. It's crazy.
I've always wondered that about the guys that can kick out so well. Like, everyone tries to kick out, but no one can hold on to Dayton Fix's foot. No one can hold on to these Russians' feet when they do it. There's something. I think it's probably a similar thing.
Timing, right? It's gotta be
I guess it's timing
or something.
I'm so far from ever being good enough to know.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, like that the move we call the Hamlin, dude, Bajrang is so good at it. It's almost unbelievable how he made Jo look pedestrian on that exchange. Like, oh, Jo looks like a beginner. He just let that dude spin behind him. What the hell happened there? I mean, it's crazy how effective he is with it.
Yeah.
Is it very, again, oversimplification, but very much just like the feel thing where you just have to know in the millisecond when their weight comes off enough that the pressure is released where you can spin at that? I mean, is it really just that much of a feel thing?
I think that's what it has to be. That's my guess. I mean, again, I'm not nearly as good at it as he is. So it appears, visually, it appears that I'm doing the same thing that he is. But geez Louise, he's good at it.
Something with the foot or the ankle or whatever.
Yeah.
So I thought it was. Well, obviously, I disagree. I'm pretty much always on the opposite side of the 2-2 debates, which we find ourselves in once every several months of a wrestling tournament. It seems
Mainly involving 65.
and mainly involving 65
Yes,
kilo guys.
65.
And go ahead, Kyle.
Well, the mat official wanted to just give cautions away.
He didn't like Jo.
Yeah, there was
strange,
something
yeah.
about him that he just kept trying to give cautions away. And credit to the other officials for white paddling, literally all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That was ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand that. There was a little bit of, I don't know what that was. But here's all I've ever wanted. All I've ever wanted, wrestling, is just to know.
That's all.
Can I just know the rule? Can there be a rule? Can it be known? Can it not be just like, all right, let's just debate it on Twitter and wonder what it means this time. This time when Zayn shoots, it means this. This time when Yanni shoots, it means this. And it's very different because why? I don't know. And to the point of the officials don't even know.
But the freestyle rulebook is fairly ambiguous. There's not really a clear definition of some of these things, which makes it hard. And then on top of that, because there doesn't have to be control for some of these things to happen, and this is one of my main, arguments why freestyle frustrates me is, man, if one exchange, and say up on our feet, right, goes for one direction and it should be that way, and instead it goes for the other direction, that's 80% of a tech fall on one sequence which was miscalled. Think about that. 4 points one direction versus that's 8 points. That's 80% of what a tech fall is in the sport of freestyle wrestling. And it's because a bad call happened. That is really tough for me to swallow. So
But
I
more
think we're
often
always
than
gonna
not,
have these things.
more often than not, who's to say it was bad? There's no way you can get in the rule book and know if a call was bad. I know when a person's
sometimes
off.
you could see.
Well,
Sometimes you could see. Sometimes they're really
I thought I
bad.
clearly saw a
Christian,
2-2 scenario.
I don't want to implicate people, but we know that there's been money changing hands in the past. I mean, it's been, I don't want to say fairly well documented, but somewhere in there.
It's certainly not been documented, but it's been discussed. It's all rumor mill, all rumor and innuendo.
Okay, still. Fair enough.
So 65. All right. So pecking order talk again. Domestically, what do we take from this? What do we take from 65 with Jo? Because it was, I think everyone picked Jo. I didn't pick Jo, but pretty much everyone did.
I think this comes back to what JO's weakness is. I mean, we talked about Jo having hard time with his cardio, and that's exactly what happened here. The U.S. Open, he didn't go past the first period, so it was hard to see. But yeah, so I think that it kind of brings Jo back a little bit.
I think so too. I didn't put him up there, so I think he's right. I think he's just right there in the mix with Zayn. I think him and Zayn, him and Yanni. I think it's those three, and I think it's super close every single time. And I think the blowout senior nationals thing is a good indication that Jordan's wrestling well right now. But Jordan wrestling well and Zayn wrestling well and Yanni wrestling now well is three very similar caliber wrestlers. And it's whoever's just a little bit better on those days. Whoever gets the 2-2 exchange when it invariably happens with these two guys. Whoever gets the benefit of the call there. Not that there would be any shenanigans. It's just like, how do you interpret it in that moment, right? It's going to be something like that at the and boy, I tell you what, if I don't know, is Jo looking like the one here?
So again, you have a situation in which Zayn is going to be the Pan Am rep based on the current procedures. I think Jo has earned it. However, the procedures say it's going to be Zayn. And so if Zayn then qualifies the weight, he's going to be the one. Also, there was no head-to-head between Zayn and Jo at in Rome. So
And they both lost to the same guy.
yeah, so I don't really see how you can put Jo over Zayn other than to say, well, Zayn looks good.
Yeah, I don't know why you said. Yeah, I don't know why you said that. You just said that. Why would?
Yeah, I think he should be the guy to qualify the weight. I think qualifying the weight should be not just. I think qualifying the weight should not just be a set of criteria. It should also take into account recent results and activity and how you look against the field. And Zayn lost to the guy who is the biggest threat in the field, and Jo has looked better internationally than Zayn over the past.
Well,
18
Zayn
months
only
or
had the
whatever, 12
opportunity
months.
to lose to Tobier because he was good enough to beat Jo and make the team.
That's
and then
fine.
they were just at the exact same tournament. They both lost close to the exact same guy and beat everyone else. So I would disagree that there's some sort of and also he almost beat Tobier. Also, Tobier's medals routinely at Worlds, and
Yeah, Tobier's awesome.
yeah, so I know he's got to beat that guy, but there's no evidence that Jo would do better against Tobier than Zane, is there?
Yeah.
There's no hard evidence. I just think Zane is not the best option right now. I don't think what I've seen out of Zane Rutherford. I think that Jo is a better option internationally, a better option for us to qualify the weight, a better option for us to medal at the Olympics.
See, we hear that all the time. It was the same thing when Metcalf kept making the team. He's the better guy. He's the better guy. When he's sitting there, well, he should have. Based on what? It's just hypothetical.
Of course, it's hypothetical, but it's hypothetical based on what I've seen out of Zane. And it's hypothetical based on Jo being again. This is a much different version of Jo than we've ever seen. That was a truly hypothetical version of Jo.
I disagree there, Nomad. I disagree. I mean, it might be more aesthetically pleasing. He looks very good at the U.S. Open, but then when he comes back and loses to Bajrang, it has me feeling like, well, that's kind of the same Jo. And Zane's gonna put that. I don't believe Zane's gonna get 10-0, so Zane's gonna put that type of pressure on Jo. Can Jo handle that type of pressure? And what we saw at this tournament was no, he didn't handle that really well. And I know you guys say, hey, it should be 2-2, and that means that Jo's the winner. But hey, if it's 2-2 and Bajrang knows, hey, I have 2 minutes left, I'm gonna let this dude off his back and come at him like a honey badger. I would have loved to see what was gonna happen then. I mean, that would have been really interesting to me.
There's no question that if it goes 2-2, that match is far from over, especially with Bajrang's heat.
Yeah.
And I'm just a little sensitive to this because I heard this the whole time Metcalf was making teams too. Oh, the wrong guy. Based on what? Guy's been on the senior level since 2012. Well, based on what? He can't punch through America. And another point I'm going to make is because we have improved so much domestically, you have to beat a varied skill set to make this team. You got to go through a Zane and a Yanni and a Jay. You have to beat a lot of different kinds of dudes to make the team. Yes. So I give a lot of credit to guys, he can just beat Americans. Well, maybe it's just what I've been saying about 65 is that we're just not internationally elite there, and we haven't been, and we always have second guessing when we don't come home with a medal. Oh, we should have sent this guy. No, it's just we don't have a medalist on our roster right now. Until we get a medalist, we don't have one, period. And our best option is the guy we send every single year. And
that was gonna be the next point I make, which is we don't it just reinforced both guys losing to Bajrang reinforced that we are facing an uphill battle no matter who we send. Whether it's Zane, whether it's Jo, whether it's Yanni, whether it's McKenna, Frank, anyone, we're facing an uphill battle to get a medal. But right now, I think Jo is wrestling the best.
In the debate about who's better between...
Hold on, Ben, go.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm going to let Bray go because I was going to say let's move on and let's just talk about how good Kyle Dake is so we can talk about we're going to get a medal at 74 no matter what. But Bray, go ahead and then we'll talk about that.
Well, I just think in the debate between who's better, Jo or Zane, and the theory that Jo doesn't have the gas tank, it was a little bit of a weird match with Bajrang. He spent 90 seconds on his back. We didn't get to see what that last 2 minutes of wrestling would have looked like. And when they came back up to their feet, it was less than 30 seconds left. So, I don't know. I feel like we don't have enough information coming out of that Jo Bajrang match just because of how it played out. I would have loved to see a full 6 minutes of wrestling action and not so much time on his back. But
Bajrang. Oh, we have that clip. Caleb has the Hamlin clip. Go ahead and play it so everyone knows what we're talking about. He was dead to rights here.
Dude,
head wheel.
He's so good here. It's impressive. It's so impressive.
Whoop. Later.
How did he do it to everybody? He does it to everybody.
Man.
He's so good there.
That's really nice. Really nice.
Maybe he's got olive oil on his shoelaces or something.
Classic tactic. These international guys, they're thinking a step ahead. Oh, what happened? I don't know what's going on. Bring back our faces. Okay.
I think our audio is still going.
All right, good. So
let's go 74. Holy crap. Kyle Dake. Dude, I was trying to explain to someone. I was obviously out in the fights in Vegas. And I was trying to explain to someone, okay, this wasn't like he got one takedown and then laced him and it was over. This was, 3 separate exchanges, in my opinion. And he beats a guy who is a really high-level guy, 11-0 in 35 seconds. Like, that just doesn't happen. I mean, it's very, very, very impressive, Kyle Dake. Holy crap, he's good.
Yeah, he comes out, and it's interesting because Dake did not do that. And this is the kind of thing we were talking about. We literally talked about this on Thursday, how Dake will just decide he wants to take down and text someone, and he just does it. But then in his other matches, it wasn't like that at all. Like, he won, obviously, but he wasn't like – it didn't look like that, and he was going against a really good dude too. So it was kind of like, all right, well, he's got that there. But he shoots that – he has such an uncanny way of getting to legs, that left side high crotch. He was just like – it wasn't like insanely fast. It was like, boom, perfect position, easy finish. So he transitions to the lace. The guy flees the hold, gets put back down, guts him twice, I think, and then the match is over just like that. He's unreal. And, okay, pecking order talk. I mean, there's not much else to say. I mean, James, there were some shenanigans with
shenanigans.
Iranian shenanigans. So Green got teched. Ouch. And then that guy, the Iranian, eventually would have hit an Israeli, so he has to, like, basically lose on purpose, or at least that's what it looked like to me, I forget where the guy was from, and then...
The Turkish guy.
Because Mitch Feinsilver...
Yeah,
Israeli from Denver.
The Israeli from Denver decides... Yeah, he wins, so... That basically eliminated Green, and then the Iranian. I think the Iranian might have been the best guy on that side. I mean, if you tech James Green, I'm say there's a chance you might have been the best guy on that side.
Has that Iranian had success before internationally? Because I don't recognize that name. I don't know. Can you guys?
He was their guy this year, and I want to say he was 70 kilo bronze this year.
70 kilo guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So he's coming up in weight, much like Green.
Got it.
Yeah, he looked pretty good.
Yeah, he was bronze this year, Worlds.
So world medalist.
Got it.
So thoughts on Dake overall in terms of it's the Dake versus JB debate.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Ben?
I think 1A, 1B. I think they're probably both Olympic medalists at this weight class. I think potentially both Olympic champions at this weight class. It's kind of sad that we're only going to get to send one of them because I think they can both get the job done.
I listened to a little bit of Dake's post-match or post-tournament interview, and he kind of intimated that, like, I was trying different stuff in the early matches, wasn't really working for me, went back to my old stuff, and, it worked out for me. It's like, I just stick with that thing. Not a successful wrestling coach, but the high crotch to the tech, that's gonna translate at the Olympic level.
One thing I'm curious about, again, with the Pan Am situation is JB seems to be pretty well out on, like, ranking series and points this year.
He's like, I tried last year and you hosed me.
Which is completely fine. But just so, does that mean JB's out on Pan Am this year and the Pan Am Championships, we don't need to qualify the weight. JB already successfully qualified the weight. So does that mean Dake gets it? And if so, I'm just thinking about if Dake beats Burroughs, where he is opposite Sidikoff, if he's going to be seeded at all.
One thing I thought, now is this the thing where there's two Pan Ams like back-to-back weeks or something?
Mm-hmm. So Pan Am Championships count for seeding points for Olympics and also for the Pan Am qualifier. So it's going to be really hard to know exactly how everything's going to be separated for the qualifier because that's a week before. But anyway, just kind of curious.
I don't see JB wanting to go to that, but who knows?
No.
Maybe he will. But I think, man. So he posted a picture, or actually, I guess it was Lauren, but his wife posted a picture of him holding his baby. He looks lean. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but man, he looks super skinny. Maybe Kyle can slack it to Caleb and we can pull it up.
Well, I would say that he's skinnier than he's ever been because that day before versus morning of. I mean, that's probably, I don't know what. I would guess a 6 to 8 pound difference in his body. Making the weight the day before and only one time versus making the scratch the morning of 2 times. I think that's a huge difference.
Yeah. I think that's part of it too. But it sounds like Jordan's going to Uregan, which he's never done.
Oh,
I'm sorry?
Nice.
Yeah, Jordan Burroughs to Uregan.
What?
Apparently, according to Justin Bash. What does it say?
Isn't that like 2 weeks? Is that like 2 weeks away, Christian? That's coming up soon.
Yeah, it's.
I was always so sad that Jordan Burroughs is never going to wrestle in the Uregan, and that that makes me sad. I mean, JB can do whatever he wants, but I just thought it'd be a cool thing. So that's awesome.
Yay. Caleb, you have the picture if you want to pull it up in your Slack. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's what we thought it was. It's Jordan and Kyle. Kyle looks as good as ever. I heard that the cut was kind of tougher for Kyle than it maybe had been previously, or just, coming down from 79 to 74. Obviously not fun. And maybe that was some of the early match struggles, was just acclimating from the weight cut. So who knows about that?
Yep.
Ross Patton said we're sending Kyle Rochelle to Pan Am's.
Yes,
remember that?
Sid Kyle Rochelle, Pan Am champion. He needs to
He didn't get scored upon.
unscored upon Pan Am champion. All right, 86. Zahid
Ooh, this
looks
is fun.
amazing. He had such a great performance. He teched a world silver medalist, and then he beat Alex Daringer, sort of handily. It wasn't like
I don't know. Handley's kind of excessive here.
It was kind of. It was. I know
75.
you got a ride for the Wisconsin guys. You take it, but it was
The score was much closer than it.
7-5.
The score was much closer
Come
than
on.
it really was.
Yes, that's what I'll say.
Oh, you guys are haters.
Not a hater. But I just thought that's just what I saw in the match. You can disagree, Ben. That's the whole fun of it.
No, I mean, I would agree with you in the sentiment that I think Zahid looked tremendous. The second period duck under he hits, he kind of steps one direction and comes back the other direction. Oh my God, it was so smooth. I watched it like 4 times.
We've got that clip.
I thought you got that clip. Play that. Oh my God, it's so good. And then
Yeah, I don't know.
You got that clip? It was
There
so
it
good.
is.
Yeah, here it comes.
Okay, play this one. He steps one way and goes the other way. Oh my God, it was smooth. Here we go.
Whoop.
Watch the thing.
Oh,
Oh my God, look at that thing. Play it one more time.
Did you
It's
cry?
so good.
Did you ever hit a duck like that, Ben?
I'm like, you know what? Not very frequently. You know what I said? Oh my God, Gilman. Okay, steps one way slightly, boom, the other direction.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. I was thinking like, God dang it, why can't I get my wrestlers to do that? Like, can't I just like take that from Zahid's brain and put it in the brain of my wrestlers? That would be so fantastic, wouldn't it? Don't have to teach them. I just like through osmosis or something.
Yes.
Yeah,
well,
that would be-
Caleb's got the picture of Jordan, but it's all distorted. He
it
made
is
him look
distorted.
skinny.
That's not good.
It's okay. All right, don't worry about the picture.
Okay, so let's talk about Zahid. Zahid looked tremendous. I mean, all the way through looked really good. And, it's like hard to it's hard to explain how much better he's gotten in the last 6 months because, Deringer's probably a smaller 86. So is Zahid, though. They both were 79 last year. And Deringer kind of controlled him last year. And now Zahid looked, I think the match was close, but he did look a lot better.
Yeah, I thought so, too. I think Deringer still had some really nice moments in that match and looked good, but man, Zahid, to the point that I was like, how does he stack up with David Taylor? When I was like, this is David and Jaden, no question about it. And then watched that, I was like, man, he might be able to make things a little bit difficult for David.
If you remember when they wrestled previously, Zahid has not had success, but he did not remotely look over a match on his feet. And even I would be close to saying they were even on their feet. The problem is both times they've wrestled, one time in folk, one time in free. Once David got on top, it was ball game.
Yeah, so I would say almost it is compared to how most people do against David Taylor, which is you just get chewed through tech.
Yeah.
He did have success because in their freestyle match, and this was before I think Zahid had wrestled a college match. It was definitely
his redshirt year, yeah.
And it was definitely before David ascended to a pound for pound level. So while you can say Zahid's gotten better, David has taken on a completely different form since that time too. Yeah. But at that point in time, it was at least competitive in a time where very few people were being competitive with David, and Zahid's only gotten better. And then they had the Midlands match where it was kind of close, and then Zahid never scored, but it's all relative with David Taylor. But I think he's more of a factor than maybe I was giving him credit for, but still it's David and Jaden if he comes down. And part of the discussion out of this was you watch 97, and does Jaden say, man, I should just go this weight or what? I mean, that decision to me, I don't know if it's if it's up in the air or not, but it kind of feels
I feel like
is.
it's got to be done, CP. I mean, we are what, 2 months and a couple weeks off of the Olympic trials. If that decision isn't done for Jaden, he's got some issues. I got to assume the decision is done. He started progressing whichever way he's going to progress, and then now it's just all about, is he gonna wrestle Kyle or is he gonna wrestle David? I think it's that simple for him.
So transitioning to 97, Kyle was there. He got pinned by Mohammedian of Iran, who looked ridiculous. Looked so good. He destroyed Bo, and I was like, oh man, jeez. Thought Bo would be a little more.
Wait.
Then he destroyed Kyle. I was like, what the heck? Yeah.
Sorry, Christian. You guys. I want to go back. Sorry, you guys forgot about your man Deepak. He lost to Ethan Ramos first round. Yes.
Yeah, that was
Nomad.
That's not my guy.
Yeah, not my guy.
He ain't my people.
No, I have said before he would be the most frustrating. Like college fans would hate him.
Yeah, you had him in the finals.
Yeah, because it was in that's all the kid does is he makes the world finals over and over and over again, like 4 times. Look, he turns it on. He turns it on, come Worlds time. I don't know what to tell you. He doesn't care about Matteo Pellicone.
Oh, hey, we have we have the Burroughs picture. All right, now we can pull it up. It looks good. There, very skinny person. That's a dude that is getting closer to 74 kilo. Beautiful.
I'll say this: if he's not wrestling in Oregon, then this was definitely one of his scheduled simulated weigh-ins.
Something like that. Jeez.
Right.
Holy cow.
You don't just walk around like that.
Thank you, Caleb, for that. So Deepak, not his finest showing.
Nomad needs some explanation on Deepak.
Yeah.
He lost to Tar Heel Ethan Ramos. Not good showing for him at all.
Deepak Punia second in the ACC.
Yeah, second, maybe third. I don't know how many times Ethan even won ACCs. It's a tough scene. Okay, so that was 86, I guess. Mohammedian is on fire at 97. He's off a 4-year suspension for anabolic steroids. And hey,
he did so many steroids in that 4-year break. Was he still getting tested?
he was still riding that high 4 years later.
Well, do you get tested when you're suspended? Probably, right?
I would think so, but maybe not.
Or Ahmadinejad probably didn't let the testers in the country. It's probably. I mean, in all seriousness, he probably only gets tested by WADA at senior level events of some sort. If he's suspended, he's not going to any senior level events. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess this man hasn't been tested in a while. Is that fair?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I've learned to be very dubious of a forthright testing process in international sports. So, if he hadn't been tested in a while, it wouldn't surprise me. I would figure a 4-year suspension is pretty freaking rare. I mean, maybe that's the standard, but you don't hear about that much. It's normally 1 to 2 years is what you normally hear. So 4 years is crazy, and that's a career ender for a lot of guys. So I don't know.
And one of the things you always hear about Iran is that their coaching staff pushes them so hard that physically there's so much wear and tear on their body. So for Mohammedian, he's got 4 years to probably go untested and also to not put quite so many miles on the tires. And I wonder if that helps him out a little bit.
I was wondering the same thing. So
what do you think the Iranian coaches do when he's suspended for 4 years? Like, hey, just go on vacation for a couple of years, do some steroids, come back with 18 months left, or what? I mean, what do you think the coaches say at that point?
I have no idea what he was doing for those years. I mean, maybe they're just maybe they just forgot him. They're just just do whatever. Sorry, better luck. We're gonna focus on our team, and then all the while he became one of their best wrestlers. I mean, Yazdana Tarati's hurt, but Mohammedian is definitely not.
The article announcing his ban says it was, quote, a powerful anabolic steroid.
Dang. Clearly. It's
he claims he broke his ankle and went to a doctor that was not a party to the federation's medical committees, and the doctor gave him something to recover quickly. And it was in that.
Likely story.
Yes.
Very, very likely story.
All these poor accidental drug users. You feel for them. You really do.
I'm trying to confirm, but it looks like he wrestled at World Military Games and beat Batsayev, who...
What year?
August? Yeah, 10/21.
Oh, this year.
Yeah. Or I'm sorry, October.
Wow.
October.
That's a good win. Batsayev's damn good.
You beat
Yeah.
Batsayev and Snyder. Yeah.
Yeah, he's excellent. So what do we make of Kyle? Because he comes back and gets bronze. Is Kyle? Is he just plateaued? Is he the same guy? Where's he at, Ben, in your assessment?
Oh man, that was rough. It was really rough because obviously I'm a big Kyle Snyder fan, and obviously I haven't seen Muhammad wrestle in 4 years, so I guess it's hard to say exactly what level he's at until we get to see him against some of these the other guys who are at that level. But that was not a good look for Kyle. It was he kind of got beaten thoroughly in that match. It wasn't just like a lucky takedown to Lace or some type of situation like that. Yeah, man, it's tough. Kyle's on the outside looking in right now for obviously for not even for the Olympic title, but for a medal.
Oh boy,
I know that's not somewhere we thought we would be at this point in time.
he 11-0'd by Batsayev. Muhammadian did.
Jeez. And, I mean, Muhammadian 9-0'd. It says 9-0, right? I'm correct on that. Against Houston in the finals, that one wasn't competitive either.
Yeah.
No. So he might.
And good God, he put it on Bo Nickel too.
Oh,
that was
my.
ugly.
That was
not
all
pretty at all.
Everyone that wrestled him, it was ugly. He just made the
Ugly.
Okay.
So it's gonna be. I mean, Sadulayev and that guy. I mean, right now, how can you say they're not just completely removed from the field right now?
Sharifov still exists. That guy has beaten pretty much everyone there is to beat except for Sadulayev.
Maybe, yeah.
So I would like to see Muhammadi and Sharifov.
What was the score in that one, though? It was kind of like a respectful
What?
Sharifov at Sadulayev. I forget their.
Yeah, they're also boys. I don't know. He
He didn't want to hurt him.
Yeah, Sadulayev. I don't know. I don't
Dak-
think Sadulayev goes balls to the wall against Sharifov. I also think Sharifov's really good.
They're
But
buddies.
whatever.
Yeah, Sharifov exists, man. But like you said, I hadn't really thought about it outside looking in at a medal, but that could be very well true, man. But he's never not medaled. Also,
He's never not medaled also. So.
But
I've also never seen him get 11-0'd. I mean, that's never happened, right?
right. Well, he wasn't 11-0'd here, but yeah, he got pinned.
It
And
was Zato.
Kyle?
He got pinned.
Oh, yeah, it was 8-0. Okay.
the 11-0 was Batsayev, but yeah, still, we've never
Yeah,
seen
my bad.
that a loss like that. So, 97.
Hey, wait, I got
Yeah.
a question here. Is E. Ramos at 97? Is that Ethan Ramos also, or is that like his cousin or something?
That's Evan.
Did he wrestle both weight classes? Is that legal? Can you
He
wrestle
double
both weight
entered.
classes?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a different one. I think there's-
It's like one of those parents who double enters their kid on the weekend tournaments because they think more matches is the only way to get better or something. It's so dumb. That's what Ethan Ramos is doing now as an adult.
Gotta get that mat time, Ben.
Ha.
Okay. All right, so that's any parting thoughts, final thoughts there. They won't be parting thoughts because we're not done yet, but final thoughts on Pelicone, Ben?
Well, we forgot about heavyweight. I know we didn't.
I
really have
any
any
I just didn't
competitors
really
there.
want.
Zare beat
Well,
Makov.
I thought, yes, I thought Zare looked really good. I think he's competitive. In Makov for not wrestling for a while looked pretty good. I thought so.
He looks skinny to me. I thought he looked like, for how big I've normally seen that guy, I thought he looked like so lean in his legs and.
Yeah, he's very lean.
Yeah.
Let's see. I thought it just shows the depth that I thought America's depth is outstanding. I think we got a lot of good guys. I mean, heavyweight we didn't really send anyone, unfortunately, but all of the other weight classes, man, were really, really competitive, and more than one guy being competitive. So I thought that was fantastic.
Yep, exciting times for USA Wrestling, especially with the Olympic year going on. All right, college. There's college wrestling. There was a lot of it last week.
We have more fuel to the fire of Jordan Ernest Burroughs wrestling Regan, another Olympic champion, Kenny Monday, responding to a tweet saying, "And at All I See Is Gold will also be there."
There it is.
Look at the field.
So who's Sidikov? He ain't showing.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah, I know. They're not
Sidikov,
coming.
Sabalov, Gazi Magomedov, the champ from 2015, 2018, 70
Nobody
kilos.
has to go to Eureka. No.
Fat Kurban Aliyev, Dave Bave, and Razanbag Jamalov.
Dave Bave, dude, that's a good weight class. Dave Bave's the real deal, Bubba.
I'm
That's a good weight
betting
class.
this always happens with the Russian entries. This guy's going, Sagilayev's going 97. They don't come. I'll believe it when I see it. I bet there's 6 guys on that list. I'll give you 3 of them. That's it.
Also, Sidakov is the guy. I don't care what happens this year. They're sending Sidakov.
Yeah, you can't not send the guy that beat Burroughs twice.
You're not gonna not.
The only way Sidakov will not be wrestling 74 kilos in Tokyo is if he loses a leg or something.
Even an arm, he's still the guy. I think.
As long as it's his right, because it's lefty collar tie.
Yeah. So okay, well, I'll believe that Russian lineup when I see it. So on the college front, a couple things. We should probably talk about the Iowa-Nebraska duel first. I think that was
this was an awesome duel.
It was awesome. We were talking about that yesterday.
It was so awesome.
Nebraska wrestled really good.
Yes, they wrestled their butts off.
Iowa is just very good.
Yes.
What was it, 8-2 split? But it didn't feel like that because there were
well,
a ton of close matches.
Yeah, besides 25 and heavyweight, almost every single match was highly competitive. I mean, going down to a takedown in the last couple seconds to win the match. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I completely agree. Lee, of course, first period tech. He does that. But then 33, this was alluded to by the funky one. Ridge Lovett giving DeSanto on top wouldn't surprise him, and he rode out DeSanto.
This is crap. This was crap that DeSanto didn't get called for stalling on bottom. I was so annoyed.
Were you standing on your table on the chair waving a towel like Bobby Telford?
Oh, God. Bobby Telford. Henry Cejudo's got the king of cringe in MMA. Oh, Bobby Telford might be the king of cringe in wrestling. Like, look, you're already 6'7". Why the F do you need to stand on a chair?
He is so big.
You're the tallest guy on the bench by 9 inches. Like, stand there. Good God.
Was there any concern? Telford is a mountain of a man. Any concern for the chair?
Yeah. Oh my God, that was funny. Oh, definitely because maybe they built a reinforced chair for Bobby Telford to stand on. Something like that.
Bobby goes with the maintenance guy. He's like, "Hey, I might stand on this today. Is it good? Got you covered, Bob." All right, so you wanted the stall call for Lovett against DeSanto.
Okay, because he's in a bar on this side, right? There's a bar on the DeSanto's right side. On this side, all he's doing is just keeps hand fighting, right? Hand fighting, pulling it off. So Lovett can't do anything on this side. And just sitting like in the crouchiest position ever. That is like definition stalling, isn't it? Like trying to not let your opponent do anything by not doing anything. Like to me, that's definition of stalling. He should have gotten called, I would say, at least twice in the third period. How many times did he get to his feet? One time?
He was down there a while.
Yeah.
I don't actually recall him getting to his feet. Maybe it was the initial.
I think he got to his feet one time initially, and then that was it.
I was a little surprised to see DeSanto take neutral in the second, just because we know Lovett's good on top, but he's gone underneath the really good guys. He went underneath Lee Zach last year and got away a couple times. So it was surprising to see him go neutral. Maybe they just thought he could rack up a bunch of takedowns. Didn't want to waste time underneath. But yeah, then the ride out from Lovett was really impressive. You could see how he just took it out of DeSanto in the third.
Yeah, and DeSanto's body language
really good on top. Yeah, I mean that leg ride. He's got bars. He's got a whole bunch of weapons for him too.
Cradle.
He's got a cradle. Yeah, that he hit a few times at CKLV.
Yeah, very complete wrestler from the top position. I had no idea. I never watched him much folk style. We kind of we joked about that when Willie had him predicted to finish really high, and we're like, what? I'm like, how? And I was like, when have you even seen him wrestle folk style? We really hadn't seen it. But, man, he's good on top.
There's a pretty good high school club coach that always said, like, Lovett's going to be problems in college because of his top. Like you had never seen it.
Who told us that, Nomad? Come on, put some names out there.
It was a coach from MWC in Nebraska, one of the guys out of Dominguez's club.
Got it. Nice.
So that happens.
Hey, well, not to get my ADHD kicking in here, but okay, we already outlined that Seth Gross, DeSanto, Bravo Young, and Sebastian Rivera are so freaking good in the Big Ten. But then, when you go beyond that, okay, Travis Piotrowski, he's good. And then we have all these young guys. Sammy Alvarez, I'm sure we're going to talk about him at some point this week. He's freaking really good. Rich Lovett's really good. Decatur, is struggling, but I think he's going to end up turning the corner at some point. I mean, the Big Ten at 130. Am I forgetting about anyone? Because the Big Ten at 133.
Joey Silva.
Who?
Oh my God.
Oh, stop! Get out
You
of
don't
here.
you don't think Joey Silva's beating a Piotrowski, a Decatur, or Alvarez at some point this year? You're crazy. He's beating some of those guys.
There's a chance. We'll see
Yeah.
there's a
He
chance.
gets a shot at Piotrowski live this weekend on FloWrestling.
Oh baby,
Okay.
I already got my
Taking
weekend
PO.
planned. So okay, yeah, no, Big Ten is going to be bananas at 133 yet again, and I love the youth. You're right. You're exactly right, Ben. The young guys are really really interesting here, and there's going to be like
Alvarez is so good. Wow.
He really is. And why don't we, hey, while it's kicking in, let's just talk about that Roman Bravo Young Sammy Alvarez match. I tell you,
Sammy Alvarez went 0 for 2 this weekend, and we're still talking about how good he is. That's how good he is.
I know. It's and his struggle. What is going to limit his ceiling this year is that he can't generate the offense yet. He's good on top. He can ride really, and he's good amazing in scrambles. Right.
Yes. Yep.
Roman honestly impressed me in his scrambling as well. I think we've always known Roman has that, but it was really put to the test against Alvarez. And I thought it was good savvy from Roman at the end of that match when he's like, all right, I know I need to finish quick on this guy. He kind of goes like fake shot, snap, and just runs to the angle, and there was like no opportunity for a scramble there. I thought it was really, really nice exchange and evolution by Roman.
Yeah. So, I mean, the other thing that I want to say about Sammy Alvarez is because sometimes I get annoyed when guys rely on scrambling too much and they're kind of lazy. But one thing I like about Alvarez is he wrestles really hard. I mean, he wrestles a hard pace for 7 minutes, and he doesn't have that go-to offense yet, but he's got really good reattacks where he can finish up that. I think that was what happened against Decatur. I think he had 2 reattacks. But then we saw, obviously, against Chaz Tucker, he couldn't really open him up and get to offense. And then kind of the same thing happened against Roman Bravo Young. That is something that I think potentially he could figure out over the course of time if he gets better.
I don't disagree. And I think Chaz Tucker is just like a positional nightmare for a lot of guys.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone struggles to get in on
For
him.
everyone.
No one's really talking about him, but he's like 23-0 on the year.
Jeez.
Oh, my goodness. Whoa.
I know he's undefeated. Let me check the number.
Man, he's staying way under the radar. I mean, he won Vegas.
23-0.
21-0.
Wow.
Oh, my. Wow.
Dude, he's going to be – watch. He could be the
So is he gonna be the 2
one.
seed?
He could be the 1. Everyone has losses.
Gross-
Oh boy,
He could be the
But
1
you'll give-
seed.
I'm gonna have to break.
No,
out the
you'll give
calculator.
say okay. Well, Grosser to I guess if say Rivera won, then everyone would have at least 2 losses at Big Tens. But if Grosser to Santo win, the winner of that will likely only have 1 loss with 2 wins over who's ever number 2. So Chaz Tucker's probably going to be number 2, right?
Dude, I
CP,
think
hold on.
What? I'm not
Hold
slowing
on.
down.
Who
I'm not.
Hold
who
on.
is
Hold
going
on.
to rank
Hold
Chaz
on.
Tucker higher than Gross DeSanto or Rivera?
Have you seen some of these seeds? I'm talking about seeds. That's what
I'm telling you, the coach's ranking is going to determine it,
It
and
factors in,
as long
yeah.
as all of the media have Chaz at 5, that's what he's going to stay in the coaches.
If that were true, we wouldn't have a seeding debacle every single year at NCAAs if they just followed our rankings. So, no, I don't have any confidence in that. If he runs the gauntlet, wins Vegas, wrestles Cornell's full schedule, is 30-0, and DeSanto,
he's
Gross,
like 30-0.
and Rivera all have losses, which they
Nope.
will.
Not going to happen.
Okay,
It's not going to be a 2 seed.
I will pull up some old brackets. and
That's
then
fine.
They're way more audacious than Chaz Tucker being the 1. I bet he's going to have a good RPI.
He has. No, it's not like he hasn't wrestled anybody.
Yeah.
He's beat Montoya Bridges twice. He has a win over ranked Colin Girardi. He has a win over Sammy Alvarez. He has a win over ranked Nick Farrow. Has a win over ranked Todd Small. So I mean, he's hit dudes.
It's not his fault Rivera didn't go to Vegas.
Yeah,
He
not
can't
his
control
fault.
that.
I understand that. I'm saying unless he makes a big jump in the coaches rank, he ain't going to be higher than them in the seeds.
He's going to start making
I
a
say he'll
jump as
he'll
of this show.
probably be a 2 or a 3, which they'll then put. I mean, that's interesting because when your guys' vision, I think our vision of the top 4 is Gross, DeSanto, Bravo, Young, Rivera. That'll put 2 of those guys at then the 4-5, which is interesting because it'll put Tucker on the 2-3 side.
Yeah.
That's
no,
it.
it'll be very interesting. Okay, 41, Red beats Murin. I think we all predicted that, except no, not all of us. I did. I think Ben did, but I can't remember where.
I did. I picked it. Chad Red win. And
I
he
picked
looked
Chad
good.
Red.
Yeah, I think maybe
that-
it was Nomad.
Yeah,
that looks like a match that it's going to be hard for Chad Red to lose in the future. Don't you think?
yeah, two matches now, and they've kind of both been convincing in the sense of like Chad never looked to be in
Close.
danger. Yeah, either time.
He can't get to Chad's legs.
Yeah.
He's too good defensively.
Chad got to his legs a lot.
Yes.
He could have. It
Yes.
could have been worse.
And I think that's part of it
totally
too.
agree
Is
with
like we frequently talk about Chad's excellent, but doesn't necessarily pull the trigger a whole lot. In that match, he does. And so when you add that onto all the things that Chad does, difficult to beat.
Yep. So he looked good. So Iowa took some lumps here. They're gonna fall in the rankings in some spots.
You keep saying that.
But no, it literally happened. It's not like a.
Mirren did not though.
Are the new rankings done? Or
Yeah,
not?
it's tough because Moran beat Chad Red.
All right.
Yeah.
Moran beat Chad Red and lost to Josh Heil.
So why did
who Murin beat?
You guys left Murin at 3.
Oh my gosh.
So Murin has a common opponent. Murin has an accomplishment, Midland's higher placement. He has a common opponent of Josh Heil, and he has a head-to-head over Moran. And Chad Red's his only loss.
All right. Well,
Yeah, he beat Moran too.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm good with that.
I'm not. Good
Red
with
was
it.
at 8.
Yeah.
He moves up to 6.
I've like had a philosophical complete change in rankings, because I used to That's
you're not doing them anymore?
That's exactly how I would do it, pretty much always. And now I'm like, no more. I think that happens. He's better than this guy. He beat him right now.
But then he jumps a guy he just got almost majored by.
But yeah, I know. But just the most recent thing. Yeah.
6 days difference.
All right, now I'm back. I'm back.
I mean, at first when I saw it, I was like, "What the heck?" And then I read the explanation. I was like, "That actually makes total sense."
I know it makes sense. It's probably right.
It's not easy, but I do think this is the right way to go.
What, Ben?
The gap, the FloWrestling ranking gap, is now up to 71 points. You said it was going to get this way, and it went this way. It's huge.
Come NCAAs, it will. It's going to happen, Ben. You think they're winning by 70?
Saying this. You keep saying it's going to get smaller. It's like as big as.
What, he moved Warner up to 2?
I don't know how that
freaking
happened
doubled them.
because
They're
Shakur jumped like 8
doubled.
spots.
How did that happen?
They're almost. God, Christian, they're 1.5 points away from doubling them. I think, if I do my math right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you can. I'll just buy Penn State plus 70 points while you expect.
I didn't make the rankings. This is your rankings, Christian.
I don't make
Your
the rankings either. Spay's better than me though. Okay.
You're gonna go fight Spay after this episode.
No, he'll beat me up. Okay, 49 Lugo wins over Puritan. Nothing super special
One
there.
takedown.
Yep. Young beats Rob. Rob continues to look pretty good, but
I
This
was
was a good
really
match.
impressed with him. Yeah.
Yes. Awesome, really awesome match. I mean, both guys, some really good attacks. Hey, the one thing that, dang it, I should have been ready for this. I should have had you guys pull this up. The one questionable is Peyton Robb goes short drag out of the headlock defense in this third period. And listen, I don't like this call, but it is called. Is the rear standing, as soon as a hand touches, they call it. But so he short drags, he gets a closer thing. Caleb Young's hand hits down, and then he rolls or something, and they call it no takedown. I thought that could have been 2 points for Peyton Robb in the third period. What do you guys think about that?
It was close.
You
I'm
guys
trying to remember the exact situation.
I don't know if it's not on Flow. We didn't have that one.
It's not on Flow, unfortunately. Yeah. There's some Vietnamese guy putting matches up on YouTube. Do you guys notice that?
How do you know he's Vietnamese?
The name. Look at. Okay, I'm gonna Google it now so I can give you guys the exact name. I mean, it's obviously illegal, which I would not disagree. It's called Ha Vu No NGO as the last name. TV. That's a Vietnamese name, and you know it. No man's backing me up on this.
All right, there you go. He's Vietnamese. Thanks,
And he's illegally streaming Big Ten matches.
Well, good for him. Good for Ha. He has the last laugh.
Who knew there was a Big Ten wrestling contingent in Vietnam?
Yeah, not I. So Rob continues to knock on the door, not quite there. Then Isaiah White once again gets the first takedown in a match he loses. He's totally destroying that stat of the guy who gets the first takedown wins single-handedly. But Marinelli finds a way to get it done. He gets it was the escape and a takedown ride out at the end of the first, right? Am I remembering correctly? When did that happen?
Isaiah White blows through him in the final 15 seconds of the
That's
first.
right.
Rides Marinelli out the rest of the period, which obviously wasn't very long. But he rode him out the entire second, then went underneath and got an escape and a takedown within like 10 seconds.
That's right. And then Telford got on the chair.
Yeah.
Yes, that was when Telford got on the chair.
Yes, that was a Telford on the chair. Oh, my goodness.
There's a special level of hatred between Iowa and Nebraska.
Yes, there's.
It's
Why
a big
did Isaiah
rivalry.
White choose bottom? He got ridden out for 2 minutes.
I
That was
don't know.
ridiculous.
What was the score at the time?
He was up 2-0.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's hurt him against Chenzo too in college.
Yeah, just go both up. But maybe he will come NCAA time. So Marinelli gets it done. Labriola, Kemmer, another close match. It was tight. Oh, I know why Iowa moved up. Freaking Assad.
No,
He only moved up one spot.
yeah. So no, the Kemmerer, the Kemmerer Labriola match was awesome, and this was really poor scrambling by Mikey Labriola. He almost has a takedown, so he did two things that were really poor. He shoots this thing like great. He hits the cutback great. And then on the way down, when he drops him, you got to hide your feet, bro. You got to hide your feet because anyone good's coming after your feet. He gets his feet. So then when Kemmer then passes the leg, Labriola stays on the opposite side of his body. Then the foot goes, and that means that Kemmer is going to get an easy takedown, and that's exactly what happens.
Dang, he broke it down.
Two big mistakes by Labriola. Not good.
So, but very correctable in your estimation?
Well, if he actually puts some time into it, a lot of these guys don't put the time. I mean, that's simple scrambling stuff there. You know, hiding your feet is something I yell at my sixth graders about. You got to hide your feet because even if someone doesn't know what they're doing when they're scrambling, if they get your feet, it makes it really hard to score. Hide your feet.
You can just stall out.
Hide your feet. Hide your wife.
Lesson to us all. All right, that's very relatable.
Okay, hold on. So on Havu No's feed, it must be in the second period, this drag, because after the second period, he re-shows it. So you guys go, it's Ha space Vu space
V.
No TV. That's the one you guys can watch. So it's at
Space between every
34.
word.
Yes.
All right, okay, we've got the Havu No pulled up. Everyone, this is
so,
fake.
anyway.
1.8.
No, it's just illegal. It's illegal. It's definitely illegal.
All right. We'll come back to that while Bracky pulls that up illegally. 84, as first reported on FloWrestling Radio Live, Assad over Vince. Great match. I thought Assad looked really good. I thought it was a big moment for him. The crowd was certainly jacked up. I think Vince is one of those guys who is just kind of prone to being upset in these kind of scenarios. I think he can just make some mistakes. And Assad is so fundamental that I think he was able to avoid some of the positions where Vince was super tough.
Yeah, I mean that's what Vince is so up and down. You can't really counter him for anything. I want to say, yeah. But how about my man Abe Assad? He's got balls trying that headlock in the first period.
He really does, and he got taken.
He really does.
Down off of it, and yeah, that was definitely ballsy. He kind of almost had it too. He wasn't off by much.
He's good at. He's got a nice one.
Hey, so Bracky pulled that thing up. That is kind of really close.
They gave this takedown to Zahid in the NCAA finals against Mark.
Yeah.
Last year, it's almost the exact same situation. I think some refs would give that too.
That's really close to a takedown.
He could have passed a little further behind, maybe, and that would have helped. But they didn't give the two. Oh my gosh, Mark Manning's so happy because they give the two, and then they wave it off. So great.
Did you see Mark Manning and Snyder losing their mind when DeSantis would get called for stalling?
I don't think they did wave that off.
Yes, he did completely. He lost his full mind. Absolutely.
No, they gave him.
So it's the next period. Then the same thing happens.
I was gonna say they gave him that takedown.
Man, short drags coming back. I love it.
I'm trying to find it here.
Okay. So, any
Okay,
further
anyways,
thoughts on
keep
the
moving.
Assad-Venz match?
No,
Okay.
I don't know that. I know that tells us that Assad is competitive, but a win over Venz, again, he's so up and down. It doesn't like solidify anything for me.
I feel similarly. I feel the exact same. And then Schultz takes out Warner in a match where it really felt like Schultz was. It was not a ton of output from either guy, but it felt like Schultz was the aggressor throughout that match.
Yes, I would agree totally. Some guy, the Matt.com forums are not good for much these days, but every once in a while, they might have a good comment or two, but they're pretty worthless. Someone said, because I was just reading through the comments on this match, and they said, okay, Warner's up. He's either going to win one at the end or he's going to yell really loudly as he comes off the mat. And then they said, oh, called it.
Yeah. I didn't see that he yelled, but I did see that he lost late takedown. And Schultz is a guy. We talked about it on Thursday or whenever we talked about this duel Wednesday. Schultz is a guy that we kind of expected this to be a pretty close match, and I think our radar was going off a little bit for an upset there. So not a terribly surprising result, even though it was a 14-3 with 197 this year. You can't be but so shocked. And then Cassiope brings it home for Iowa. Okay, we didn't get into everything, but I think we need to go into questions soon.
We got two more days. You guys always get nervous on Tuesday, but we got Wednesday, we got Thursday.
Oh yeah, we're not nervous. I'm not. I just always sweat like this. Okay.
I think we should just start the show tomorrow with Bobby Telford on the chair. I'm watching that right now. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it was cool. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
We didn't talk about this. Kenny Monday's name didn't come up. Why didn't Monday throw the brick? Asks Sean Mead.
I feel like it was too late. I mean, right? Because he was on his back for so long.
Well, he could have thrown it. He didn't have to wait for him
right
to get off
away.
his back to throw it. Yeah, he could have thrown it as soon as the two Bajrang went up.
That was my whole point of contention in the Yanni Zane thing was the way the rules are written. You can throw the brick, the ref can acknowledge it, and you can allow the thing to play out, and then they go back to whenever the thing was.
Yeah, he could have thrown it.
But again, I thought it was too slow.
The obvious thing here is that how's Kenny Monday supposed to know that he's going to be on his back for a minute and a half, right? Because, hey, if that sequence happens, it's a 1-point match, and he gets off his back right away, there's a minute and 50 seconds left. Like, that's a whole lot of match and internationally, the likelihood that they change the call for an American is probably not all that great. So I think that's probably what he was thinking. And then now after it, been 20 seconds, okay, well, dang, this isn't good. But now it's too late. Now you can't throw it anymore.
Yeah,
so I think it may be one of those.
He should have thrown it right away. Or not at all. That would have been fine.
So you would have thrown the brick, Christian, if you're in the corner or no?
Yeah,
I probably would not have.
Absolutely. Get him looking at it. Get some breaths. And if you lose the challenge, you're down 2. So a takedown and you're up. It's not like it went from 2 to 3. And I get being down 1 is nice.
Yeah.
But
well, the push out wouldn't help because at that point, Bajrang had 2 takedowns and Jay only had 1.
So you needed a takedown anyways.
He wouldn't need a takedown anyway.
So it's like it's an automatic brick throw, right? You got to throw it there. You have to throw it. And Jordan wanted it. And it's not the first time Jordan's wanted a brick and didn't get it in a call. I think he would have won. The head pinch position with Zane at the World Team Trials, both Zane's feet went out of bounds, and then he hit the head pinch. That's clearly no.
I thought
that's
that was clear.
That's black and white. The Bajrang jail thing, that's definitely not black and white. But his feet, you can't not do an offensive move after you go out of bounds. That was clear. And he wanted the brick. They didn't throw the brick. So honestly, Ben, what do you think about this?
What?
You should not have to rely on your coach to throw a brick. Why do I? No, throw the brick.
How are you going to carry a brick in your singlet?
You run over there and get it. I don't know. Figure it out. Have some signal.
He can run. He was on his back. How's he going to run over there?
He should have just done this. There should be a signal of some kind. You should not. If you need the brick, you should be able. It should be within your power. You're the one competing. You're the one doing the match. You should be able to ask for a brick.
You got to have a coach get along with in your corner, I guess.
I think they get along. It's just he wouldn't throw the brick. Daggone it.
Give Jordan the brick.
Give Jordan the brick.
I said I don't blame Kenny. I wouldn't have thrown the dang brick because there's 2 minutes left where he goes. You don't think he's gonna stand on his back for almost a minute and a half? So you think, okay, this is no problem. We gave up 2 points. We'll be back up by a minute and 45 seconds. You got a minute and 45 seconds to score a takedown. This is no problem. That's what I would have been thinking. Then by the time you realize, oh crap, maybe he's not getting on his back. Now it's too late to throw the brick.
He could.
That's what I would have been thinking as a coach.
Got it.
So I don't, Kenny. I don't really blame you here on this one. CP's throwing you under the bus though.
No, I guess it was just Kenny in the corner. Okay. Best college wrestler to win a title before their senior year and only win one title.
Oh,
well,
jeez.
the one that came to my mind, and this will probably not be appreciated or agreed with, but Darian Caldwell, when he was on, was
that's true.
So dang good. So a few guys that come to mind, Dustin Schlater only won one. He made a senior world team while in college. Andrew Howe.
Yep. Espo, Miles Martin, Nathan Tomasello.
I feel like this is something that we should put a list together, and that because like just coming off the top of your head, it's like you're gonna obviously come up with some good names, but you're gonna forget a whole bunch also.
Yep.
Did
y'all hear that dog?
Yeah.
You did.
Golly, that was so loud. If you go back 5 seconds, listen to it. Kind of scared me. It's not even in here. Okay. Sorry. We're pros. Nothing gonna shake.
There's a dog in the recording studio.
What if? Dude, don't put it past this place.
Crazier things have happened.
Absolutely crazier things have happened here. What can NCAA do to make duels matter more? Asked John Dougherty.
Didn't we talk about this last week?
Well, okay. Yeah, maybe outside of that.
Length?
I think what John is getting at is, like, how do we get... They don't care about the duels, which is why Gable doesn't wrestle Mason, and is the suggestion.
Guys, I would disagree. Duels are more well attended than ever. I mean, we talked about this when we watch duels on Sundays. They matter to people. If they didn't matter, 5,000 people wouldn't be showing up at all these different duel meets. I mean, the duels are packed compared to what they were 10 years ago or 15 years ago or 20 years ago. So I think to people, they could they matter more? Sure, of course. But do they matter? I think the answer to that's yes.
I agree. I reject the premise.
I think people just feel like that because we're not seeing the matchups we want week in and week out.
Yeah.
So they think that the teams and the wrestlers aren't taking them seriously, or
it's like every sport has regular seasons and they don't matter as much. And you lose matches in the regular season. You lose basketball games. You lose. Yeah. I mean, football. It's like the one that's different because there's like 10 games.
There's only one way to make them truly matter in the sense we want them to, which is have them come into play for a national championship. Outside of that,
even that would not matter because I mean, think about it. All right.
Well, it would if you're like you get an automatic conference bid, you know.
Man, okay. For example, Penn State or Iowa or whoever. It doesn't matter if they sit a guy for a marquee match. If Ohio State sits Logan Stieber against Tony Ramos, they're going to be in the final thing if the NCAA goes to a dual scenario. So it wouldn't even matter then because all those teams are going to get in anyhow.
There's ways around that. You could have a margin of victory and other things come into play there. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
Well, the whole point of it is that there's a dual tournament at the end of the season.
Outside of that, back to the actual point I wanted to make, and something that I have harped on a bunch. Season freaking tickets. When you have people paying money to go to the events, they expect a product. And the more money that is coming into your program, the better product they expect.
This man
and if you have a lot of money, if you have fans who are going, Coach, I'm not going to pay you all this money if you're not going to wrestle your best guys.
Yeah. Nomad, a lot of people forget that Nomad has season tickets for every Division I program.
Somebody DM'd me the other day, said, hey, I know you have season tickets for every program. Can you throw me one? I think it was Michigan.
Hook them up, dude. Share alike.
Help him out. Leave him at one call.
The comment, didn't someone leave before the gas? Didn't a bunch of Ohio State fans leave before the gas tank Gary match on Sunday?
There were people leaving.
Shame on them.
There were people leaving, and I was pissed off. What are you doing? First of all, why do you go to a duel? It's 2 hours long.
Yeah.
I watched the Ohio State-Illinois duel from start to finish. It was a good duel. It wasn't boring. Why would you make the trip out of your house, spend your money, go to the duel, and then you're like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here for 7 more minutes.
7 more minutes.
And with the guy that has become the team favorite and this phenomenon in Columbus, and you're going to walk out and just slap him in the face and disrespect him, you're banned from the gas station. Never
Yeah.
come back. Seriously, never come back.
No more gas for you.
We don't need you.
Yeah.
Man.
You think Gas Tank Gary needs you?
No,
He'd
heck-
do that in an empty gym.
Yeah, exactly right. He doesn't do it for it, but he loves to put on for his fans.
And he's also ranked now.
Thankfully, we had to yell at Spay.
Number 23. Shout out.
Number 1 in our hearts, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, hey,
my goodness.
it's probably time to go. I want to say, Nomad, when you put the show up, put in the link so they can buy the Sorensen Strong headbands. You
I'm
can
gonna need
wear
somebody to
it.
send that to me.
Huh?
I'm gonna need somebody to send
Okay,
that to me.
we'll get on the. We'll figure out a way
We'll
to get
try
you
to
that
figure
link.
it out, yeah.
And remember, you can wear them a lot of different ways. This is the standard way. This is the Harley way. David Bray
I
went
like
with
that
the. David's gonna stick up a saloon.
You go Tupac way?
Soon. You can go Tupac. You can rotate it.
There's
I'll give
YouTube
you that.
videos out there if you need help.
Yeah, if you need help, there's a YouTube video with 2 million views that we may or may not have watched, so we could look swaggy enough for Brandon Sorensen. But for real, buy these headbands. They're only they're $10, and then you can wear them anytime, day or night, and you can support Brandon Sorensen.
Yeah, the money is immaterial.
can
The money
wave
goes to
them.
Brandon Sorensen. Yeah, you can wave them.
Yeah, you can wave them. They have a lot of household uses.
You can stand on a chair and wave them too.
Yeah, you can stand on a chair and wave as many as you like. You get 1 for each hand. So go ahead and buy one. Ben Askren, thanks for being on. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and have a nice Tuesday.